Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey there, hi there, ho there. This is RHJunior, RHJunior Reality Check coming to you live over the internet through a series of tubes known as the boob tube we call YouTube, bringing you yet another broadcast, another contribution to the litter and debris scattered along the edges of the information superhighway. Another little thing I like to call spleen squeezins. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, how y'all doing out there? It's been a long road, and I can't sing worth a do floppy. Let's turn off that music. Yay. Turn off one music. I turn off the one musica, and I turn on the other musica, so as we can listen to the musica. Cue the talking head. Hello. As usual, I've been motivated to go online, not because of any schedule, not because of any devotion to routine or to promises made or anything else. I'm basically queuing in because something online annoyed me, and I want to rant and rave about it for a while. Yay. Okay. Let's see. I'm waiting for everything to. I'm waiting for Stream Health. I'm switching this over to Stream Health. I'm checking on Stream Health here. Checking over here. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Because YouTube is incapable of walking and chewing bubblegum at the same time. YouTube's basically been a piece of crap ever since Google took over. Google, man, remember when Google's whole motto was "Don't be evil"? And now we've reached a point where Satan is sitting off to the side taking notes. Wait, how did you do that again? I mean, it's just sad, let's be honest. Let's be real. Let's stop and be real for a minute. Any company that starts out with some moral, high-sounding mission clause to be all that we can be, to bring sunshine into the world, or to shoot rainbows at our ass, whatever their goal is, to make little children in the third world countries smile. Whatever is high sounding at the moment. Generally, those companies go to complete crap anyway, and it goes straight to evil in no time flat. Whereas a company that says our job is to be the best and to make a lot of money, says it right up from the front. They go on. They do a better job of, being a humanitarian benefit to society than the supposedly humanitarian motivated ones. Okay, Google started. You get the basically a religious, high sounding, slogan to wrap a company in, and it's obvious from the start that it's bogus. Look, it comes down to the fact that there is nothing more honest than saying, I'm in business to make a lot of money. You're in business to profit. Anything else, feel good actions. You do stuff that's good for your karma or whatever, or you do things that are blessings for treasures in heaven, that kind of thing. All that other stuff. That's secondary. That's just side benefits. That's gravy. And you can't run a buffet on nothing but gravy. You know what I'm saying? A business that makes it clear from the start, a corporation that makes it clear, we are here to crush our enemies before us. We're here to crush the competition, to become number one, to make a lot of money and sell a lot of stuff. The forthrightness and honesty inherent in that approach to life outstrips any of the high-sounding, enlightened, politically sensitive crap that anybody comes up with. For these, Google's high-sounding "Don't be evil." You knew that was going out the window. A company that goes into it to make a profit. This is one of the things they don't teach children. They don't teach children about capitalism. They don't teach children about capitalism. What they teach them is that they try and teach them that capitalism equals piracy. They get it completely wrong. And they get it just as wrong as that couch surfing bozo from over a century ago, Karl Marx, did. Now, capitalism is the free and voluntary exchange of goods and services with other free-acting individuals. There is nothing more race-neutral, gender-neutral, culture-neutral. There's nothing. There's nothing more fair. And I hate using the term fair because people don't understand the meaning of the word fair is. There is nothing more level and just than the open market, than the free marketplace. And you cannot, if you cannot have a free society and a without a free marketplace, and you can't have a free marketplace without a free society. They're part and parcel the same. This is why China's products are such shit, and this is why England has gone from being an empire to being an island with delusions of grandeur. Because they have forgotten the sacred values of freedom. Freedom, prosperity comes with freedom, and honest, legitimate prosperity doesn't come any other way. Now, you try and explain this. It's like talking to a cow, trying to explain this to anybody below the age of 30 these days. Capitalism is just about the most moral system you can come up with for economics. The open market means. Inherent in the processes of capitalism is the idea that all exchanges have to be voluntary on both parties' side. It has to be any economic exchange has to be voluntary on both sides of the table. Using force or deceit. It's an illegitimate exchange. It's thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. It's inherent in the concept right there. And in an open market, The open market, the invisible hand of the open market will bitch slap you for being stupid enough to be racist. Because you go out there, you try and run a company, a racist company, you are basically, shooting yourself in the crotch. Hey, because hey, congratulations, you just decided you decided to refuse business with people. Profitable, you decided to do yourself out of profitable interaction with other people for trivial reasons, because of their gender, or because of their skin color, or because of crap like that, and the market will make you suffer for it. Not because people will gather together and boycott you, it's because you will not do as well in business. Because even if nobody boycotts you, you're still missing. You refuse to sell sandwiches to black people. Congratulations. That's you live in Georgia. That's like what, a third of the population that you're refusing to sell sandwiches to. Congratulations, dumbass. You've exercised your right for freedom of interaction, freedom of association. Though nobody seems to recognize it to you, they think you should be forced to interact with other people. But you've done yourself out of business. If they had thought more patiently back in the 1960s, they could have ended racism completely without doing a single thing. Not doing a single political. All they have to do is find all these sandwich shops that said whites only. These food counters and all these other companies. There's fine. Open one across the road that says all people welcome. Who's going to get more customers? Hello, thank you, bing, done. Yeah, but there's no guarantee. You notice that the motivation is not to provide freedom and equality for the underprivileged, for the people who are being persecuted for their race. Their goal is to punish somebody for thinking the wrong way. They don't want equality. They want to dish out punishment. They would rather forego equality just so they can stick it to somebody who's, usually to somebody who hasn't lived on this planet since the 1950s. Okay, we've got an audience of one. Holy cow. Listen, if you're watching this and you are not tuning into the live chat channel, please do so. Even I hate lurkers. I love audience, but I hate it when people lurk on me. It's like having somebody hiding in the bushes. Well, while you're out walking, just staring at you with great big glassy eyes. Hi, how you doing? You okay? And they say nothing. What set me off today? What set him off today? That should be the title of the show. What has set Ralph off today? For heaven's sakes, what has set him off today? Oh, well, I've got a lot of things. I'm cranky. I'm flat broke. It's gonna, I'm trying to motivate myself to do some more drawing. I noticed that the money goes up when I post more art. Gee, what a surprise! But right now I've got I've still got. I've been eating a lot of canned stuff and a lot of bread stuff too. In case you're wondering what I mean by bread stuff, like crackers and sandwiches and well, I don't have anything for sandwiches anymore. I'm out of lunch meat and stuff. And Right now I've got eggs and cheese in the fridge and about 20 different condiments. Poor budgeting this month. And well, there you have it. I got 2 boxes of pre-packed, dry cereal, no milk. Sit there, eating Special K with yogurt bits, no milk. It's a slow tragedy. This is me shaking the hat. Please feed the artist. Okay. But what I was talking about is that I was talking about one of my stories. One of my online stories is Ladybird, and one of the chapters, a couple of the characters end up singing Toby Keith's "Beer for My Horses." It makes sense in context, technically, but feel free to go over and read it. But anyway, the man, come on, 6 o'clock news. Somebody been shot. Somebody been abused. And they're all singing about how they got to round up. It's about time we rounded up the posse and and strung up a few more no accounts from a tall oak tree. That kind of thing is, because justice is one thing. Justice is one thing you should always find. I can't sing it, but whiskey for my men, beer for my horses, and of course, naturally, some sensitive soul had to jump in the comment section. Well, Toby Keith, he's I can't hear that song without hearing him appeal for a lawless lynching. He's just appealing for a lawless lynching. Ooh. And they all go on, and everybody starts going on about how him and some other Twinkle Toes starts going on about how Toby Keith's lyrics are all horrible and sexist and racist and white male oppressor. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is a guy who's saying that the society has become lawless. And we are long past the point where we need the sheriff to round up the posse and go out and kick a few butts. And if you can't grasp that, well, it's obvious that they know that's the message in the song. They just don't want to hear it. They want to hear their special persecution song. Oh, I'm a snowflake because my granddaddy was picked on by a white person, And some munch hat comes out and says, well, back in the days of the posse, they weren't just chasing down disgruntled they're not chasing down disgruntled Southern rebels anymore. Oh, you butt munch. They didn't the sheriffs in the West weren't just rounding up the posse wasn't just about hunting down disgruntled Southern rebels from the Civil War. Not everything revolves around the Civil War, in the past or today. Just get over yourself. Now, that point is that. And they go on about what a misogynist Toby Keith is, because he has another song about how do you like me now? Well, apparently, and I had to go hunting up the lyrics to find it, because Precious Snowflake Twinkle Toes goes on about how this song is about how he's making fun of this woman he used to harass and stalk in high school. Harass and stalk. Like he's Jason Voorhees lurching through the bushes behind her, Well, the actual song was about the guy, it's basically the guy's version of Skater Boy. He's singing about, he was the class clown in school, and he pulled, and he tried, and this girl that he's singing to was the school boy go round, but she wouldn't give him the time of day, and he pulled a mean prank on her where he painted her her name and her phone number on the 50-yard line of their school football field, and wrote for a good time call, and he's going on about how years later, she quits, riding, she quits being the school bicycle. She hits 21 and she marries for money, and now she's miserable, and he's a country star that she used to laugh, and make fun of and say he was a loser. That's what the song was about. About how the school clown went on to be, a country western star, and the popular girl, and you can guess how popular she was, went on to be somebody's, some rich guy's trophy wife, and now she's, she's gotten old and she found out how much it sucks. And he's like, I'm glad I'm on the radio now. How do you like me now? But no, I swear, feminists, I put this in the corner, feminists could chainsaw a man to death, then look right into the camera and go, why are they persecuting me? Because that's what feminism is about. It's about convincing the world that you are a victim, even when you are a member of the most privileged, pampered, and self-important social group on the planet. Western women. Yeah, they are. The song in question, a couple of songs. The first one was, Whiskey for My Men and Beer for My Horses by Toby Keith. And the next one was How Do You Like Me Now by Toby Keith. And, and of course, everybody, a couple of them had to jump into the comments and wave their I'm enlightened and sensitive card and talk about how all Toby Keith's lyrics were crude and brutal, and he was, and they were so offended and oppressed by it, and it disturbed and unsettled them. You know where that comes from? Where everything a guy, anything, no matter how innocent that a guy does, I don't care how old he is, if he's 50 years old or 5, and any age in between, anything that a boy does, is unsettling and disturbing and a bad sign, and it deeply concerned. You know why they're so concerned? Now I want you to picture this. When I was a little boy, my family and I, we went and visited some family friends, some church family friends, and we got out there. We didn't know they had a dog. Now, what, they didn't just have a dog; they had a bulldog. And I mean, this bulldog was not ugly cute. He was just ugly. Looked like he'd mashed his face into a parked car. Fang, the fangs sticking up over his upper lip. The whole 9 yards. And here comes this rumpled-looking troll dog thing. Where we're getting out of the car, me and my baby sister are getting out of the car, and here comes this rumpled-faced troll dog-looking thing. And both me and my sister freak. All right? And my parents are trying to get the poor dog standing there with his little stubby tail wagging. He's just friendly. He's just a friendly, ugly dog. And the entire visit, we calmed down, but we weren't going anywhere near that dog. We could see his teeth, and we knew from the cartoons that was a bad sign. But anyway, now I want you to picture what would have happened. What would happen to a child? Say you cheek a child, and for the first time in their life, they're introduced to a dog, and the dog comes out, all tails wagging, happy, and mommy comes running up, snatches the child up off the ground. Oh, baby, be careful! That thing is a ruffian. It's a brute. You can't trust them. And just every time anytime a dog comes within 20 miles of the kid, the mother comes out running out there. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That's what's happened to all these kids that were 20 years old. The kids are 20 years old now, 30 years old. They spent their formative years being told that everything a guy did, any typically male behavior was suspicious and dangerous and excuse me a minute. Suspicious and dangerous and signs of disturbing behavior behind closed doors. And now they've grown up, and they can't look at a guy out of the corner of their eye without getting the shakes. And it's no better for the men either. The men are the so-called men that are walking around. They're walking around whipped, hanging their head. Oh yes, I know. I'm from the oppressor class. Oh, I didn't mean to do anything to unsettle you. Really? They had their entire childhoods with men, and any typical any kind of if it's done by a man, it's a disturbing sign. If a woman does it, if a man does, if a man follows a girl, if a boy follows a girl around, trying to get her attention, and trying to get up the courage to talk to her and just anything, he's a stalker. If a boy teases a girl or pulls a prank on her, oh, he's a harasser. Anything a male does is always filtered through the white male oppressor lens. And of course, anything a woman does to a man is just funny. Like Bill Burr put it, they're actually happening. A guy, most of you don't remember it. It's happened several times, thankfully. Not lots of times, but enough to make the news. Some guy, his girlfriend gets mad at him, chops off his dick, throws it in a blender and turns it on. That suddenly it's a Saturday Night Live skit. Hey, it's Stumpy, And like Bill Burr put it, like one guy pointed out, can you imagine anybody trying to make a joke out of it? If a woman, if a man chopped off a woman's tit and like, I don't know, threw it in a clothes dryer or something? No. The nation would grind to a halt. There'd be like a moment of silence in front of the White House. Everybody in the NFL would have to wear a special headband for a month in the most homosexual colors they could come up with. Oh, I wouldn't say that bullshit can't last. I mean, there's bullshit that's lasted thousands of years out there. That's the depressing thing. This bullshit cannot last, but that doesn't answer the question of how long it'll last. All these young people, they have no idea what a real patriarchy or a real matriarchy is like. Drop them in the middle of an Arab country. They will get a lightning fast introduction to what a real oppressive patriarchy is like. Of course, everybody under Islam is hosed. Anyway, male and female. what they don't one of the things they don't like to talk about Islamic countries, pedophilia is status quo there. The old men are given a free hand with all the little boys. This is why so many they draw your own conclusions about why they grow up so mentally screwed up about women and sex and about masculinity and how blowing themselves up makes them a man. Of course, because I said that, I'm going to be labeled a bigot now. Of course, I'm already labeled a bigot, so what the hey? Now they don't know what a matriarchy is. A real matriarchy? You know what a real matriarchy is like? A real matriarchy. You ever seen any of those old movies or sitcoms where this old bat, this dowager woman who rules over her entire family with an iron fist, and all her daughters are bend the knee to her? That's a matriarchy. It's not like Sex in the City, where a bunch of 30-something, 40-something cougars go out, and bang 20-year-old men every night. Now, this is not like this is not a matriarchy. Is not like your best memories of your sorority parties from college. Okay. There's nothing like that. Ugh. Excuse me. It's not been an easy week. I've been not getting really good sleep. Well, partially it's because my bed's broken. I will go to bed. I'll climb up on this broken mess I call a bed, and I wake up. I'll have slid halfway out of it. My feet will be hanging over the sides. Slept on my leg wrong the other night, and my knee hurts constantly now. Especially when I will get up and walk around. You ever bend your leg the wrong way? Not enough to break anything, just enough to hurt. But the bullshit cannot. The bullshit can last. It can last for years. It can last for decades. It's taken 50 years, okay, since before, over 50 years, for doctors to start admitting that guess what? We do need meat in our diet. And then no, a high carb, low fat diet is not healthy for human beings. These people, 50 years, and over that course of a half a century, millions of people have had their lives cut short by that bad medical advice. So, saying, "Don't worry, it can't last." This is not a heartwarming thought. Nuclear fallout doesn't last forever. It doesn't mean I want any of it. Doesn't mean it's going to be gone overnight either. Holy crap. I don't know if I'm going to have much energy. I've only been on here for 30 minutes. I'm already chuffing steam. Trying to update now. I'm not even going to pretend. Just, I'll be up for 3 or 4 hours and I have to conk out again. get, sleep, wake, sleep, wake, sleep, wake, sleep, conk out for 2 or 3 hours, then I'm back up again because I can't sleep because I ache too much. And then I fall back asleep again a few hours later. And it's a real drag. Lose track of what day it is. Hate this time of year too because the weather keeps switching. Everything get chilly at night, and I turn on the heaters, and then I wake up when the sun's up, and the whole house is like a baking oven. I'm like, crap, I left it on too long. That's like I said, this bullshit cannot last. The problem is, I don't know if I can outlast the bullshit. That's the question. That's the big question. Can we outlast the bullshit? And if you have a problem with my language, tough. I only got one. And I can't afford to trim any words from it. I managed to find out, I can order delivery from the local Taco Bell. Now I managed to arrange it so I can order delivery from Taco Bell, and I've gotten addicted to their dragon fruit smoothie drink. Wish I could get more of it on a regular basis. It's one of those things that they put a swirl of syrup in it that you can see through the glass. If I could talk one of y'all into dropping a 20 into the till, I want tacos. Homie want tacos, and homie want his dragon fruit drink. Dragon fruit, man. There's a secret. Now there's a secret to getting kids to eat food they don't like, or to get them to try new foods anyway. You come out there, oh, what is this? What is this? Don't name it stuff like it's a prune. Don't tell don't tell them it's broccoli, it's asparagus, it's a prune. Take a prune and tell them these are giant raisins. Call them troll raisins or something. These are troll raisins. And what is this? This is dragon fruit. Tell me there isn't a kid out there. You give them like dragon fruit and they won't go for it, whether or not they know what it tastes like. Dragon fruit. Seriously. So I can get I know I can get delivery from Burger King now, and I can get delivery from Taco Bell. theoretically, I can get delivery from the Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm trying to figure out if I can get delivery from any of the Chinese restaurants. And it's crazy. It still bugs me. We've got like 3 or 4 Chinese restaurants within a 1 mile radius, and none of them deliver. None. I mean, that's unheard of. You couldn't find a pizza place that doesn't deliver in this day and age. I've been craving some Oriental food. Oriental food for a while. I used to go to the Chinese buffet all the time when I could get out and about. On Christmas too. Fa-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra. There's a balls of hurry. Fa-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra. That's racist. Again, another bar lowered to the floor. And I love how they've started doing this thing too. I've noticed some of the comedians, even Bill Burr, the running gag is, they're old, they're racist, ignore them. Isn't that convenient? Just the assumption of one, that old people are all racist. I love that. Who do you frickin' think marched with Martin Luther King Jr., you assholes? You pretentious 20-something twits. It's like this generation thinks that the Enlightenment, no Enlightenment happened anywhere in the world until they were born, I'm sorry. Okay, it's just a new way to ignore old people. Okay, listen to them, then decide if what they're saying is stupid. Okay? I'm on the okay boomer wagon myself, but basically I know enough about the boomer generation and what they did to the economy, to the monetary system, to the banking system, to our international trade, to the political landscape. So okay, I've got a few issues with the boomer generation, and some of the crap that's being shoveled about the boomer generation lately. But these people are going out trying, they're talking about the greatest generation, the ones that fought World War II, the ones that came home and rebuilt their countries. We can ignore those old people. They're all racist, but they're all old and racist, and they're all disappearing. They were all ignorant. Look, if everybody in the past was ignorant and racist, where did the reform come from? Who was doing the marching? Who was doing the protesting? Who was changing the laws? Who was demanding the laws be changed? They mistake the fact that they mistake the fact that they didn't have a bunch of meddlesome legislation back then, to attack people for being racist. They mistake the fact that they didn't have a cancel culture back in the 1950s for proof that that everybody back then was racist. That's what it boils down to. It's basically what it comes to. And, if we aren't as, if their grandparents and great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents weren't as, didn't have their dander up about every little thing like they do now, well, they just didn't care. They were all racists. And let's address some horrible things. Maybe some of the things that your racist grandpa says aren't racism. Maybe they're just ugly facts you don't like to hear. There is that horrifying possibility that they weren't, that they weren't bigoted. They were just experienced and cynical. You're not allowed to talk about the fact, for instance, that 1 out of 5 black marriage. You're not allowed to talk about the illegitimate birth rate in the black community. You're not allowed to talk about the crime rate in the black community. You're not allowed to talk about the divorce rate. You're not allowed to talk about any of the failings, the actual, real, legitimate failings in any social group, unless they're white. That's screwed up. You're not allowed to talk about the bigotry and racism and violence and misandry and the misogyny of Islam. Because that's bigoted. No, it's truthful. It's a horrible truth and nobody likes it. I would like to go. I would love to believe that the Islamic community is just all sunshine and rainbows, and that they shoot cupcakes out their ass. But that's not the reality. Oh, I don't have COVID. I never had COVID. I got tested 3 or 4 times for it when I was in the hospital, ironically, but no COVID. The one thing you'd think would kill me is not there. Got diabetics all up and down my family tree. I'm not a diabetic. Got you figure my heart would have killed me by now, but no, it's ticking away just fine. Nurses come in twice a week and they say, "Oh, your blood pressure and your heart rate are doing great." Yeah. And you get and you're getting good and oxygenated. I'm like, ooh, yeah, there's something I can do well. But my body's falling apart, but all the statistics are doing great. It's awful to say. We are not going to be able to address real, things like real bigotry, racism. We're not going to be able to address any of the problems of society, great or small, unless we are allowed to speak the truth about parts of it. And that includes talking about the genuine facts, about so-called minorities and various ethnic groups and the problems that they have, that they are facing. All the problems. And not all the problems are something the white man did. Just like everybody else, a vast majority of our problems are self-inflicted. And that's true whether you're red, yellow, black, white, green with purple polka dots. We elected a black president to 2 terms, and yet somehow our nation is being labeled, our nation is being labeled as more racist than ever before. This is, you talk to young people and they go, "Oh, things have never been so bad with the races," and you have to drag them to a history museum and show them pictures of the whites only signs, or no Irish need apply, or any of the other things from the bad old days of the past, and ask them, "You think things have really not changed?" There isn't a business, there isn't a church, there isn't a business, there isn't a government office, there isn't a school, there isn't a single facility anywhere that a black person cannot walk into freely. There are quite a few places that you're not allowed to go if you're white. Nobody sees the hypocrisy in that. No. If you're white and male and God help you Christian, you're a moving target. Blockchain currency. Is that another version? I don't know what blockchain currency is. I don't know how blockchain currency is supposed to fix that. I don't even know what blockchain currency is. It's another one of these virtual currencies, like the what did they call them? Data bits? I can't even remember anymore. I've got a button up on my website for taking donations with what are they called? I used to have a little block up here where you could click on it and make a donation with virtual currency. I have a grand total of nothing. It's the tulip bulb craze all over again, except you don't even get tulip bulbs out of it. Look, this highfalutin nonsense. Virtual currency is not going to replace real currency ever. And anybody who thinks so doesn't know the basics of how economics works. Let's go back to the roots. Let's start at square one. You have two tribes of people. They meet. They want, instead of wanting to kill each other, they want to do trade. At first, they do barter. I'll trade you this string of fish for that fur. And they swap back and forth, and they trade back and forth, and eventually, they trade commodities, is what they call, just basic material goods. And eventually, one commodity, shuffles to the top of the deck, as it were, that virtually everybody wants, and that virtually anybody will trade for. And that commodity becomes the basis of their currency. There has been everything from stone wheels to tea leaves that have served as the basis of commodity currencies. But the most common, again, is gold, precious metals, gold and silver, largely. But but again, peak gold. The reason being is that gold, the amount and the amount available is relatively stable. It is easily fungible. You can break it down into smaller units. It's long lasting. It doesn't corrode, rust, and you don't use it up. You don't eat it or drink it or use it for anything else other than just being gold. Which makes it a very, very stable money base. And say all you will about, we've evolved past the need for crass commodities to engage in our, fiat currency, blah, 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 and digital bits and virtual currency and blah, 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 blah. Take you a handful of them data bits and a handful of gold nuggets and see which one you can trade with faster. With anybody. You can trade gold items with supposedly Stone Age civilizations. Oh, crying out loud. Money is just a intermediary step for the trade of commodities. And you can't trade imaginary things, including numbers. When the price of what are they called? Are they called bits? Data bits? Bitcoin, that's the name. When Bitcoin prices started skyrocketing through the roof, I knew for a fact that it was, it was going to be, it was going to go the way of the tulip bulb craze. Look it up. You're on the internet. It hasn't crashed yet. That just means it's going to make a big, it's still climbing, which just means the crater is going to be that much bigger. Okay, I'm going to be right back. Be right back, BioBreak. Enjoy the music. Okay, I'm back again. Yippee-ki-yay. Ugh. Woof. Had a lot of time. Oh my. Excuse me, that's just rough. Tummy troubles. Okay, my personal condition. Okay, a lot of the help that they've been promising me and saying it's going to be coming. Oh, they're going to be helping you out with this, getting this house cleaned up and getting this house repaired. To get, take care of this and this and that and the other. And well, it's not looking too good. I haven't heard word one back yet, one way or the other. Like, see, they went from talking to me. They started, this whole thing started out talking about me helping patch my ceiling, helping patch my roof, and do this. And now the latest I've heard, this is several weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago, is we might get the money together, buy some plywood to lay over these holes in your floor. So my hopes and ambitions for government aid and taking care of things is sort of gone downhill. I've just sort of reined in my expectations, to say the least. That said, I do have I do have a GoFundMe that's been running. So I have a last donation that went into it was 3 months ago, and of course that was still. Trying to figure out the link here. Basically, it's a fundraiser to. It's a fundraiser to patch my trailer roof, because my trailer roof is leaking. About a third of the length of my trailer roof has got mold down the side, and let's just say I'm My house has got my trailer, my mobile home has got you know you know if you name a part of it, there's something that needs to be fixed. Floors need fixed, walls need fixed, windows need fixed, doors need fixed, plumbing needs fixed, uh, stairs need fixed, just the steps out my front and back door, my everything. And but roof particularly, I figure get the roof, if I can just get the funds to get the roof repaired. And if I can set the funds to get the roof repaired, everything else underneath it will be at least protected from the rain. And I can get at those things later. Right now, yeah. So I think I'm adding the link. I posted that. That was a picture of me of about 10 or 15 years ago. I'm a lot balder and a lot older. In case anybody was wondering. Anyway, figured I'd leave that up. Maybe somebody will drop something in. Be nice. I may just end up hiring some local out of his garage handyman to nail down a big sheet of tin over the top of it. I don't know. If it comes down to that, getting the whole this fully on it. I'm trying to hold it together, and it's not. I can't even. I'm having a little trouble holding myself together these days. I'm running out of steam fast. I'm just these hours I've been keeping are terrible. Wake up, chug along for a couple hours, then fall asleep again. There are people that can do that. They can sleep for maybe 4 hours a night. 4 hours for a whole day, a full 24-hour period, sleep only 4 hours or less, just by dividing it up into naps. I obviously can't do that. I think I'm reaching that age where where you just conk off wherever you are. I was already doing that ages ago, but now it's becoming mission critical. Cryptocurrency, no man. Yeah, I like to keep a vault full of cryptocurrency right next to my vault full of its exposure. You know. Okay, I hate to say it, but I'm starting to hit tank zero here. I'm empty up. I am out of energy. Completely out of juice. I'm gonna have to go ahead and call it a night. It's only been an hour, and I don't know when I'll be back on. I don't even know when I'm going to wake up next. So, thank you all for tuning in. We had an audience of 5 at peak. I'll be seeing y'all later, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'll try to tune in and find out. I love writing mystery stories. I can't wait to find out how it ends. Well, I'll see y'all later. Y'all take care of yourselves. God bless y'all. Have a good night.